Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of The Eel, also known as Unagi, a Japanese movie from 1997 that stars Koji Yakusho. It was directed by Shohei Imamura, and I'm a pretty big fan of this director, so much so that I actually did a top 10 list on my channel, so I'll include a link to that video in the description box below. The Eel did make that top 10 list, and now it's time to review it. So the film opens in the year 1988 in Chiba Prefecture. Salaryman Takuro Yamashita, played by Koji Yakusho, returns home early one night to find his wife in bed with another man. He murders her and then turns himself into police. 8 years later, after being released from prison, he opens a barber shop and brings along a pet eel that he talks to, while mostly ignoring conversation with others. Eventually, he helps save Keiko Hattori, played by Misa Shimizu, from a suicide attempt, resulting in her working at his shop. So our protagonist's family have basically disowned him due to his crime. Personality-wise, he has some slight quirks about him. He talks to his pet eel, and he instinctively joins joggers as they're running down the street, just like he did while he was in prison. Apparently he did a lot of jogging while in prison. So he has certain little quirks like that. We do see some scenes of him cutting hair at the barber shop and repairing the building itself in this small town, as well as fishing at local rivers. Lots of interaction that he has with the local townsfolk. And then I'd say around the 30-minute mark is when the main, plot kicks into gear. And the story mainly concerns itself with his continued assimilation back into society, as well as his relationship with the woman, who has her own problems. And together, they both try to navigate their insecurities and past traumas with the opposite sex. It's almost as if these people have closed themselves off emotionally, but they gradually learn of each other's secrets and personality flaws and weaknesses, which kind of exposes them again and makes them more vulnerable. And I guess it provides a basis for some bonding between the two. And that's your movie in a nutshell, really. That's the core foundation of the film, and I think it works. Now, of course, there are some other subplots and themes that emerge. These are typically explored using the supporting characters, of which there are a handful. As one example, like Yakusho's character needs to be careful not to engage in conflict or get into trouble because he's on parole after his release from prison. If he gets into trouble, he could go right back behind bars. And this is tested at multiple points throughout the film by other characters, most notably another ex-con who's not right in the head, and he tries to irritate our protagonist and antagonize him throughout the film. And then other subplots are presented, but they're all nicely infused into the film because everything at the end of the day revolves around Yakusho's character and his interactions with other people in this town. Now, both critics and moviegoers have a positive opinion about The Eel, and it's pretty easy to see why. It's a very well-made film. To state the obvious, Koji Yakusho anchors the film with a typically proficient performance. He's really good in almost everything, so that's no surprise. But I personally got a kick out of the supporting actors as well. We get Tamaro Taguchi, who is Tetsuo the Iron Man himself, Sho Aikawa, who at this point in his career was doing a lot of films with Takashi Miike and Kiyoshi Kurosawa, and Makoto Sato, who I just recently covered in my review of I, the Executioner. So that's a pretty solid supporting cast, and they all come together near the end with a pretty entertaining climax to the film. Now, I did watch the director's cut this time around, which is 17 minutes longer than the theatrical version, which is, I think, the version that I saw years ago. So the director's cut version is over 2 full hours in length, but I think it does a good job of maintaining interest. There really are not that many scenes I would have cut out of the film if I wanted to shorten the director's cut. And, you have a good attention to detail in the filmmaking process as well. As just one example, you'll notice the look that his wife gives him before he murders her at the beginning of the film. It's almost as if, she just doesn't care that she's about to die. You get the feeling that there was something wrong going on in her head. You know what I mean? Despite her, seemingly normal interactions during the daytime. And I think the director, Imamura, did a very good job of placing little subtleties like that throughout the film. The visuals are pretty effective. You get like that small town atmosphere, and there's a river in the town as well, where Koji's character goes out and he fishes and tries to catch more eel and stuff like that. And then we have a few neat dream sequences involving his eel tank, as well as the eel inside of it. Now, viewer beware that there is one scene of bloody violence at the very beginning of the film, and there are one or two sex scenes at other points, but, you know, it's nothing really to worry about, just something to keep in mind. But overall, I definitely recommend The Eel. If I were to redo my Shohei Imamura top 10 list, again like today, I would probably place that film higher on my list after giving it a rewatch. It's, you know, if you want to explore Japanese film from the 1990s, this is one that's well deserving of being on that list of films to watch. And it's currently available on YouTube as well as rarefilm.com. And I think the transfer on rarefilm.com is better, so I'll include a link to that website in the description box below. And as always, folks, I'll see you next time.